Hi there, how are you doing? Today we're going to be showing, giving you a comparison on different envelope templates. I have all different kinds. The old-fashioned kind that I have here from way back in 2000, and this is an old one, 2003 is when this was created, or copyrighted, let's put it that way. Actually, that was when it was copyrighted. It's called Create a Loop Envelope Maker and Card Making Kit. The instructions and all that are in here, which is very nice and helpful, as you can see. And what it does is, here's the base of the card. It gives you the plastic template. Then it gives you the other plastic, and then what you do is you cut all the way around it, and then you cut in here. Actually, I'm taking that back. You cut all the way around all this, and then you put this on the piece of paper, and then this is where you're going to fold it. That'll be your score lines where it would fold. Excuse me, sorry about that. So it makes all different sizes of envelopes. Like this one here is the a money envelope. This one here is a A2 size standard envelope. And all the measurements, as you can see, are on each package. Each template, excuse me. This one here is for a 5 5/8 by 5 5/8 envelope. This one here is for an A7, which is a 5 by 7 1/8 envelope. And what's really nice is everything is color coded, so it makes it easy for you, so you know where it's all at. And that gives you, you can see a better view of what the actual shape of the envelope is when you cut and fold and score. That one is for a 6 3/4 standard commercial envelope. And then this last one here is for number 10 standard business envelopes. So if you want to make your standard business envelopes, which is great for, like if you're doing some swabs, because most people nowadays don't pay bills in the mail no more. So that's one option. That's a manual option. Well, actually, all these are manual options. Okay. This one's called from the Envelope Creator. It also comes with the boxer. And so you use the same template. You have two different templates that you can do. One's to make the regular envelopes and one's to make a box, which means you've got some depth, like from 1/4 to 1/2 to 2 inches in depth to make your envelopes so you can make your boxes. And envelopes, boxes, basically the same thing. And all you do is you go to your measurements. Like say you want to make a... they do this in centimeters because this was created there in London. But I am here in America. I like to do my English version. So this is, if you want to do a 1/2 inch depth, this is a regular flat envelope. Here they do a 3/4 inch depth. This one is a 1 inch depth. And then this one's as far as it goes is 1 inch. So let's just say, for example, we're going to do a regular envelope. So here's your regular flat envelope, and we're going to do a say you want to do a 5 inch envelope. So let's just say 5 by 6. You would go to your 5, go to your 6, and then this is where you would meet. So you want to cut your paper 8 1/4 on all 4 sides, and then you would score it on the letter F and the letter H. So all you would do is get your paper. This one's already pre-cut. Put it on here. I'm going to do a 1 inch depth. Do my letter F. Score down there. Rotate it. And then do the H. Rotate it. And do the score down on the F. And then the last one. Then you just fold each one. And that's all you have to do. Pretty much all of these templates. This one and this one are pretty much the same. This is the Real Memory Keepers one, and then this is the Stampin' Up model, and they'll basically do the same thing. You got your card size, your paper size, and your score line mark. The only difference between these two tools is this does envelopes, but it also makes these bows, and it also makes the boxes. And what's nice with this one is it has the extended arm for longer pieces of paper that you're able to score all the way longer, where this one, as you can see, you're not able to do that. So let me move this over just so you can see that comparison. So if you're doing a bigger box, you're only going to be able to score up to here, then that's it, and you're going to run out of room. So this one's actually the better bet. So if you're going to do anything longer than these, you're going to have an issue because this is not going to score all the way down. These are both great tools. They do exactly the same thing. There are different price points, and of course they're made from different manufacturers. But I'm pretty sure that this is a yeah, We Are Memory Keepers. They do the regular envelope, which is just like this one, envelope maker, and they also make this one, which is the 1, 2, 3 punch board. So depending on your budget and your needs determines which tool you want to get. And they both do come with a stylus holder, so that way your stylus always is with your tool. And I personally like to put my name on back of all my tools. So if I'm at a crop or at a swap or something, and everybody's borrowing, because I loan my tools out to whoever needs it, I already know which one's mine and what kind and stuff. So and then this is like small, medium, large, and extra large. So this is for you to make your boxes and your bows. And then this is the measurements here you need for your punch guides. Okay. Now this is the same thing, only this is a mini size. So this makes the mini envelopes. Okay, but it does the same thing. You do the card size, your paper size, and then wherever you want to score. And it also has the little mini scoring tool here. And then here's your measurement guides. Here's where you would score, and then you would punch. You punch a hole there, then you turn it, rotate it, and then the back here is a corner rounder, so you can round off the points so you don't have a point. Like here's an envelope with a point, and here's an envelope point that's been rounded off. So you see the differences there between the two, and it's a personal choice of how you want to make it. It's up to you. So we'll go ahead and go the easy route. And I went ahead and pre-cut this at 8 by 8, just to give you an example of how easy this tool is to use. So on the 8 by 8, I just lost my measurement. Oh yeah, so we're doing a 3.5 by 6 card. You cut the paper at 8 by 8. I already pre-measured this at 8 by 8, so you want to score at 3 1/8. So you put your first place down at 3 1/8. Here's the little digits right there. You want to punch it, then you score, and then from here on you never use this again. You're just going to use the little score lines. See, I hope you can see the little score lines there. Hope you can see that. So you're going to line up the score line with this little point right here. You're not going to do this, you're going to not mess with this at all on the measurement, on the measuring side. So you're going to score it, so you're going to punch, and you're going to score, and then you're going to rotate. And then you're going to line this point up with the score line you just made, punch, and score. Same thing, rotate it, punch, and score. Oh, I'm going to let's say that because I want to use that to score. Then you're going to, here's your score lines. I hope you can see that. There's all 4 lines there, the score lines. Then you want to fold it right on the score line. For me personally, I like to be able to see the score lines. It makes it a lot easier for me, but everybody's different. You do it how you want to do it. You could do it this way, or you can do it this way, where you're facing it towards yourself. Because you see the score lines right there. Hopefully you can see that. You can see the score lines and you can see it. But I personally like to be able to see the score line so I know I made it and I don't get a crooked edge. Like here's an example right here. I did that on purpose, but you see how that's crooked? I hope you can see that. So you're not going to get a smooth edge. So I'm going to push this down a little bit. So now I got a smooth edge. Now you want to varnish it, so you use your little scoring tool to varnish it because you want nice crisp folds. Okay, and you could either close it and seal it that way, or you can close it and seal it this way. And then I'm going to show you. There's your little point, but I want to round them off. I don't want them to be pointy. And again, that's a personal choice. It's totally up to you. And you see how it rounded it off? And I'm going to do the same thing for this bottom one. And there you can round off. Now you can purchase this envelope glue. It's on, I think, at Amazon or eBay, and it's called Lick and Stick, and it's just a repositional envelope glue. And then it's got a little tab, sponge tip on here, and then you just glue it on there. But for simplicity's sake, because I personally mail mine out right as soon as I make my envelopes, I don't make a whole bunch of them on hand unless I know I'm going to have a lot of that size. And then you just kind of want to eyeball it, because this is the end of this flap right here. And this is the end of this flap right here, so you want to stop about halfway. It's usually about halfway. So just run your adhesive gun, your double-sided tape, or you can do wet glue. But be careful if you're using paper. Wet glue will warp on you, so you don't want to do that. But this paper is a little bit thicker. It's printed. It's just a copy paper that I got at an office supply store, but I got the heavier weight because I knew I'd be mailing this in the through the mail. And there is your sealed envelope. And if you want to, just use the envelope glue. If you're going to go ahead and make some cards, but you're not going to mail them for a while. They only take about maybe 20 minutes to 30 minutes, depending on how thick you put the glue on there. And it'll dry. And what's nice is once it's totally dry, you just lick it or get it wet, and then it seals your envelope for you. And then you're all ready to go. You can also get on your app. Here's my phone. Just go to your app store, and I have it already saved in my folder. And I went ahead and just picked this one. There's all different kinds. You get your personal choice of which one you want to go to. And then you put in the measurements of the size of the card that you want, and then it tells you what you want to do. So let's just say, for example, we'll just do the same thing here. I want to do a 3.5 by 6 card. So 3 by 6. Okay. And then so I hit 3, then I hit 6. So you put in the inches on the length, the inches on the width, whatever it is, and then hit my results. Okay. What am I doing wrong? Hit results. Oh. Okay. It was there. I just didn't scroll all the way down. So here's the paper size. I would cut my paper at 7 5/8, and then but I would punch with a punch template at 2 3/4. So with this particular model, you do have to have a template so you know where to punch it. Okay, but you can also just use your ruler and then measure it, and then manually put a little tick marks. Manually do it. So mark it at 2 3/4, and then you can score with any kind of a scoring tool. Okay, and then you can do that, and you can make your own if you don't have a template. So you don't necessarily have to have a template. Do it. This is another version to do it. It's just another way of doing things. And of course, you can also go online and just go to templates, put on there envelope templates, and there's all kinds of measurements, which is basically the same thing as what's on that application that I just did there on the phone. And that's just another way to make envelopes. Or you can do the old-fashioned way, which is, I just got an old envelope. I opened it up. All I did was unseal all this. And I'm going to show you on here. And I'm not too particular about this envelope because this is just for the sake of the video. But I got an old envelope, standard size envelope, whatever it is that you're going to be making. Okay. And you definitely want to cut it a lot nicer than this, but I don't have my little sharp blade that I usually use with me here. But I'm going to just give you the basics. So here's a sample. And then all you're doing is you're getting on your piece of paper. Let me get a piece of paper here for you. You'll need to get a piece of paper that's just bigger than the size of this envelope. So as you can see, this paper is too small. It's not going to fit. So if I turn it this way, it's still not going to fit. So I need to get a 12 by 12 piece of paper. Okay? So here is a 12 by 12 piece of paper. Let me move this out of the way here. I'm going to move this template out of the way. Okay, so here it is. It's all lined up. So all you're going to do is get your pencil mark, and you're just going to trace all the way around it. Okay, and then you're going to cut all the way around it. Alrighty, and then what you can do is on the little corners right here is just give yourself a little tick mark. Then you know that's where you're going to score. So you're going to get your ruler, and you're going to line it up right here, and then that's going to be your score line. And if you don't have a scoreboard, you can use a trimmer, you can use anything, you can use your stylus, and then you're going to score on there. What you would want to do is to score it here with your ruler, and then score down there, and you put a pressure and it scores it for you. And just enough for you to go ahead and make your marks. But that's the old-fashioned way, and then what I've done on this one is I've actually just wrote, it's for the size of the envelope, so it's a 4 3/8 by 5 5/8 envelope. And then I also just wrote on there, here's where I do my folds. And then put myself on a reminder, do not glue until a card is inside, like duh. But you never know. Because this is just an old-fashioned way of doing things. So if you don't have all these fancy tools, you don't need all these fancy tools. It's just whatever's make it easier for you, whatever it's in your pocketbook or your finances. Because keep in mind, even though I have all these tools, since I've been crafting for over 20 years, I've just collected tools here and there and here and there. And some of these tools were given to me, which is really nice. But like on here, this is my very first envelope tool that I got. And I got this, oh shoot, quite some time ago, over 15 years ago. And I loved it because that's all they had on the market. Then they came out with this one. And I like this personally a lot better because you get to do 3 things with it. And you get that extender arm, like I had mentioned before. So it makes it a lot more easier to use. So I like to use this a lot more because you do more. So I can give this away to somebody, or keep it, or just use this, but it's totally up to you. And I just like templates, so I want to be able to use them all. And I like it. I'm going to keep mine because I keep all my tools. That's why I have so many of them, because I do host crops here at my house. So when I tell my friends, I sit there and I go, hey, don't bring your Cricut, don't bring your tools, you just use what I've got. So that way, if somebody needs it, that saves them from having to store that in their craft bags and to transport it from their house to here. But that's just me. That's just what I like to do. Not everybody likes to share their tools, and it's a total personal preference on you. But that's why I store and I collect and I keep all my templates, and I won't ever get rid of them because I want to be able to share what I do have. And I want people to know that they're more than welcome, which sometimes I do take all 3 of these to a crop or swap, that I go into someone else's home, or we do crops at a hotel, and there's, 10, 20, 30 ladies all together talking and gabbing and stuff, and we're making our own tools, and I'll say, oh look, this is what's new, like they came up with a little mini envelope maker, so if you want to make the small little envelopes to put on for gift tags, to put a gift card. This is great to make a gift card with, gift card holder. I'll make little smaller envelopes to put on your scrapbook pages. Put them on the front of your cards for a different type of card front. There's so many things that you can do with this envelope maker, which is really nice. And it's nice that here's the mini and here's the regular one. And technically I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 different types of envelope makers. So, that's 5 people that can sit there and make envelopes, and everybody's having a good time, and it's a nice way to share what you do have. I thank you so much for watching. Please hit like and share your video, share the video if possible, and subscribe to my channel. And we thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day.